How to replace the slip joint nut on a P-trap. A lot of times these nuts will crack, allowing the P-trap to leak. You're gonna need a new nut with washer, pipe dope, something to catch the water that'll fit under the P-trap. Now when we're loosening this nut, we need to loosen the nut on the other side of the P-trap so we can gain access to this. Now this is a union nut, so you can just loosen this union and we can pull this whole assembly down. You might also have one of these slip joint P-traps, and these have nuts on every connection so you can loosen those. If instead of having a nut you have a glue fitting, you're going to need to cut the pipe at the wall and recouple it later. Let's first take our container, put it under the P-trap. Now you don't need to shut off the two valves under the sink because this is just a drain, there's no water hooked up to it. But there will be some water in this U-bend, so you're going to need to have a bucket to catch it. Now it doesn't matter which connection you loosen first, I'm just going to loosen this one. Get all the water out of it first. Might be a little stuck, you can use the channel locks for assistance. Not too much water, there's just the water that's in here. Now this pop-up assembly or tail piece will be in place so you can't move that. Now we're going to loosen this broken nut here. Now usually if it's cracked it'll just break off, but got that all the way, and we'll pull this assembly down and dump it out. You can see how our pop-up assembly has the nut on it, so I'm going to pull it down with the washer. So now we have the wall elbow and the tail piece or pop-up assembly. So we're saving this piece, and this is where the new nut is going to go. So take the nut, thread it in facing down, that goes first, and then our washer with the beveled end facing down. I can adjust this later, I'm just going to put it there for now. See how that's going to go line up there, but before we do that, I'm going to put some pipe dope on both of these connections. Now there's some pipe dope already here, but I'm going to wipe it off and put new pipe dope on, because I probably disturbed the seal by loosening this. So get that cleaned off. There's no pipe dope on here since this is new, so I'm going to reapply pipe dope to both connections. Remember that this should be in place. So you don't need to put a whole lot onto here. Honestly, that's probably too much, but this will probably help prevent it from cracking too, because it'll allow everything to slide perfectly. Got that there. I'm going to put some pipe dope on the one other end. And this doesn't dry. All it does is kind of just fills any of the gaps. It's just more some sort of sticky sealant that prevents it from leaking. You can wipe this off later. But it is kind of messy. So you're going to have both these in place. You're going to slide this up in place. And you're going to slide the nut you just installed. I like to do that one first to make sure that one's happy. We're loosely tightening it now. We'll get the other connection loosely hooked up, and then we'll firm them up later. Okay. I'm gradually tightening each connection to make sure that they're perfectly aligned. You can wipe off the extra pipe dope, but now we've replaced the leaking nut.